Nigerian Christian talkaholic, and I host a weekly podcast, Just Talk. Today is the 30th of September. It's the International Day for Podcasters, a day set aside to celebrate the power of podcasts. I belong to a special group of Nigerian podcasters, Pod Magic Creators. Make some noise for the Pod Magic Creators. Okay. Thank you. So, today we have decided to put out a joint episode to get ready to listen to the different voices of different podcasters, tell you what their podcast does mean to them. Just Talk is a podcast created to meet the directional needs of young people, ranging from moral direction to financial direction to social direction and all of that. And I do this from the Christian perspective. So everything I say on Just Talk has a Christian bearing. Now, what does podcasting mean to me? I mean, my podcast is a medium of expressiveness. It's the one spot where I can share my experiences, the stuff I go through, the stuff I've had to learn, and have people get impacted. I want you to stay tuned as you hear a lot of other pod magicians share what their podcast does mean to them.
Hi, my name is Abiola Dragdemi, and I run a podcast called Shaking Tables with AA. So what I do basically is I shake tables, right? I talk about stuff that is quite relatable to young people and how I provide solutions to my own personal lives and see if it applies to other people's lives, right? What does podcasting mean to me? Personally, I feel that podcasting is an extension of your person, and as such, however you are in real life, should be like that on your podcast. Try to make it as fun as possible. Everybody is bored. There's so many information over the internet. Make sure your podcast is genuine and authentic, and that is what I feel podcast is.
I am Olajide Fiolowa, the host of There to Be One podcast, a podcast that talks about biblical principles towards achieving a successful, happy, and sweet marriage. I also reach out to the brokenhearted, molested, depressed, and those suffering the effects of violence in their marriage. Podcasting means a lot to me because it is a medium whereby I can let you know the mind of Christ concerning marriage, where I can tell you the common problems and how to overcome them in marriages, where I can let you know you have to work on yourself before going into marriage, and not just going into marriage for the purpose of letting someone fix you. You should fix yourself before going into marriage. Thank you.
My name is Dayo Moyo. I'm a teacher and host of This is the Future podcast. Podcasting has been a tool to air my views on education. Recently, I have repurposed my podcast to speak to students majorly all over the world. I teach them how to set goals. I motivate them. I inspire them, either via a monologue or through spoken word poetry. I tell them what their teachers cannot tell them. They tell me what they do not tell their parents. For me, podcasting is about helping young people believe in themselves in order to achieve their God-given purpose.
Hi, I'm Joy Nwausa, also known as Naya. I am the podcast host of the Gist with Naya. The Gist with Naya podcast is a variety podcast that centers around society and culture and lifestyle. So what does podcasting mean to me? Podcasting to me is a step towards achieving my goal of being a media personality. Podcasting to me is a safe space where I can share my ideas with people, share stuff that people can relate to, share information that people can relate to, and I also learn from my podcast, trust me. So it's a win-win for everybody. Podcasting is also one thing that has helped me to stretch and also make me consistent to what I find important.
Hello, my name is Joseph Samaru Ayaba. I am the host of the Process Podcast. My podcast involves highly effective interactions that propels growth and builds transformational leadership. In one phrase, podcasting means transferring my thoughts into the minds of my listeners.
My name is Oluwato Simboye. I'm the host of the Book Podcast. On the Book Podcast, I review books, I discuss books, and I talk about everything that has to do with books. Podcasting means that I'm able to relate with my audience, I'm able to relate with my listeners, I'm able to say my mind, and I'm able to add to the other voices that are already on ground through books. I'm able to talk about books, and I'm able to share lessons that I've learned through life and living through books.
My name is Osho Oluwatobi, and I'm the host of Basically Speaking Podcast, a podcast that is targeted at causing paradigm shift in the consciousness of the human populace, one person at a time. Podcasting for me is expression, which includes lending your voice to a cause, and doing what makes you happy. It is also putting a smile on the face of people as you cause positive change in their lives. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Tochi. I am one half of the Juicy Lucy podcast. Our podcast is a socio-cultural podcast. We have mind-blowing, fun conversations. What podcasting means to me? Podcasting is a way by which I'm able to speak my mind freely and be heard as well. We started this podcast because we wanted to express ourselves without any hold, without any limits. So we're able to do that, and the journey has been bliss.
My name is Mimi of the Juicy Lucy podcast, which I host alongside Tochi. Our podcast is under the category Society and Culture, and we like to refer to ourselves as the No Bars podcast because we think there's no topic beyond our reach. Like there's nothing we cannot talk about on the Juicy Lucy podcast. So podcasting to me is a way for me to express myself, my no judgment zone where I can air my views as I see them and how I feel them.
Hello, Olamilekan Okipioru is the name, and I host Spark series with Son of His Art, where we talk about everything, anything intriguing and possibly comedic. We focus mainly on campus trends here and there and treat some situational topics that are worthy of their hypes and downplay. And of course, podcasting has been the most valid medium to reach you wonderful people in my own small space and share my thoughts and opinions on trivial and serious matters.
My name is Queen Rafi, and I'm the host of Queen Rafi Space podcast. My podcast is a personal journal where you learn a little bit about everything. What does podcasting mean to me? Podcasting to me is a form of release. Podcasting to me is a form of therapy. Podcasting to me is a way to share my personal experiences, my personal journey with every other person, which is why my podcast is a personal journal. I believe that my voice is the way that I'm going to use in changing the world and sharing bits and pieces of myself with people out there.
Hey guys, my name is Damilola Mafe, and I am the host for the Capital Podcast. The Capital Podcast deals with lifestyle of people, the challenges we face every day from our day-to-day activities. We learn to be more and to do more to this world that we are living in right now through the stories that we share. Podcasting to me is my escape channel. This is where I get to express my craziness, my weirdness, and I also use the opportunity to appreciate this life that I have been given. I try to provoke laughter in people, the little, and just touch lives the little way that I know how to.
My name is Cassandra Nwora, and my podcast is called Mikasa Sukasa. On my podcast, I just basically discuss the various life issues we all face. And podcasting has been a way of avoiding depression, of battling it rather, and just trying to live and let out my feelings and not put myself in the box and just be free. So podcasting means freedom for me.
Hey guys, I'm Uchenna Desmond Nko, and I am the host of We Talk with Uche. We Talk with Uche is a podcast that addresses issues concerning young people, their relationships with themselves, the older generation, and the society. And for me, podcasting is me trying to air my voice, trying to pass a message, trying to impact my world, to create transgenerational impact.
Hi, this is Celestina from True Talk with Tina podcast. This is the podcast for young people who love to have engaging conversations about real life issues. What does podcasting mean to me? Talking is my gift, so I love to podcast. I started podcasting as a way of sharing my thoughts on different topics.
What's up everybody, my name is Alamo Akikumi and I am the host of Being a Creative Sucks. My show is about perks of being a creative, and on it you will hear problems, solutions, successes and failures of creatives near you. You should listen if you're someone who wants to be a better version of yourself and wants to learn more about the creative life. Podcasting means a lot to me because it has given me room to document myself without showing my face. It has also given me the ability to build up a family and also a community where I can discuss creative ideas and creative opportunities.
Hi, I'm the Antisocial.
And I'm the Optimist.
And our podcast is called the Dare Diary Podcast.
With the Optimist and the Antisocial.
The Dare Diary Podcast with the Optimist and the Antisocial is basically just like every other diary where we try to be honest, we try to be raw, try to be vulnerable, try to create a community where everybody owns their truths and then they're, completely in tune with it.
Yeah, but podcasting to us is a platform where we can come and be true to ourselves, true to who we are. We can let out all the steam and, without the judgment, without the bias, without all the negative energy and without all the drama.
My name is Bright Emeka and I'm the host of the Creatives Chronicles podcast. The Creatives Chronicles was created for designers and developers. On the show, we share our experiences, our failings, we keep it real. The goal is to help you become a well-rounded professional. For us at the Creatives Chronicles, podcasting is a way of giving back to the creative community.
My name is Obakam and I am the host and the producer of the Blue Ribbon podcast. Blue Ribbon podcast is an intellectual entertainment podcast and conversations surrounding culture, society, lifestyle, technology, and the better. We want to inspire you through our journey and of course through the journeys of other people, hoping that you pick up gems on the show. Alright, podcasting to me is access, podcasting to me is exposure, it is freedom, it is expression. Podcasting is beautiful.
Hi, I'm Jerry Abbey and the name of my podcast is My Top 10 Playlist. Basically, my podcast is just about me sharing my top 10 songs on a weekly basis on my podcast website. To me, podcasting is fun. Podcasting is like the new form of radio in this new 21st century that we are and the technology era that we are.
This is Badmus Joy and the name of my podcast is Moments with Joy. Well, Moments with Joy is about creating an atmosphere, creating a space where everyone can feel better, where everyone can feel safe. And podcasting to me means happiness. It means satisfaction. Being able to say something, being able to voice out your opinion and someone is actually listening to you. That alone brings happiness to me. It brings satisfaction. So podcasting means satisfaction to me.
Hi everyone, my name is Solomon Adewale. I'm the host of Really Talk with Solomon. Really Talk with Solomon is a podcast that talks about lifestyle, the day-to-day things that we often under discuss, and these are things that pertain to us, which includes inferiority complex, building self-esteem, family, relationship, and life generally.
My name is Gloria Fortune, aka OB Glotana, and this is the Expression Podcast Show. Yes, what does podcasting mean to me? Podcasting means expression to me. I get to feel fulfill that my voice is out there. It's like a window to the world. I get to feel like I'm impacting using my best talent, which is oratory. So podcasting means expression to me. So it's that's what my channel is basically about, a channel through which my thoughts, realities, life lessons, feelings and reactions are expressed to the anonymous world.
Hello, my name is Popola Uluwabupola Michael, also known as Woli G, the prophet with the oil of goals and assist. The name of my podcast is Ataku with Woli G. Ataku with Woli G talks about major happenings in the world of sports and majorly football. Podcasting to me is life. Podcasting to me gives me the freedom of expression. Podcasting is everything I ever wanted.
My name is Oluwapelumi Janet. I am the host of Parenting Corner. I'm also a teacher. On Parenting Corner, I discuss salient issues in parenting and offer advice on godly parenting. And I also share tips and discuss issues that every parent needs to know to maximize God's potential for their children. So podcasting to me is a means of creating awareness on better ways in which parents can raise their children. It's a means of guiding parents and even with the parents on ways to honor their parenting skill.
Hello, the name is Ade, host of One Day at a Time, the podcast. What's podcasting to me? Podcasting to me is a version of expression. It's creating content that touches lives in different ways. One Day at a Time, the podcast was created as a result of anxiety. I was anxious at some point in my life, and I realized that we all go through that phase. So I created the podcast to send the message out. What's the message?
Be patient with yourself and live life one day at a time. You'll get there, you'll be fine. Just keep walking and trust your process.
Hello, my name is Oluwadamilola Adedeji and I'm the host of Dazzle's Pod. On my podcast, I discuss emotional intelligence and how you can apply emotional intelligence to your day-to-day activities. I discuss emotional intelligence with relatable examples. And for me, podcasting is home. Podcasting is where I come to dispense knowledge that I've garnered over time, and I also hear from other people just to make sure that we're dispensing value.
I'm Hai Lawal, the host of the Casual Tossers podcast, where we talk everything pop culture and whatever trending topic there may be, while making it as fun and casual as possible, and also as educating and insightful as it can get. You understand? Best of both worlds. So, podcasting actually meant quite a lot to me because it gave me the platform to be able to talk about my opinions on some probably sensitive topic, and also to help listeners relieve some stress. Life throws quite a lot of stresses to us, so I'm really glad the listeners can listen to the Casual Tossers while feeling cool, casual and refreshed at the same time.
This is Fatia and you're listening to In the Neighborhood podcast. You have come to the right podcast page for your mundane hypotheticals, such as if you could live anywhere in the world, where would it be? And other times I talk about the difficult hypotheticals. For example, is free will real or an illusion? As a lover of radio voices, podcasting means I not only get to be a consumer, I also get to be a distributor.
My name is Mifa Adejumo. I'm the host of the You and I podcast. The You and I podcast is a personal journal podcast where I talk about life lessons and how they affect us in our everyday situation. And I have also amazing guests on the podcast who share a different kind of insights to things. So what podcasting means to me basically is therapy. I try to use it as much as possible to get an understanding of past mistakes and regrets, and try to look forward towards better things, as well as learning from my guests as well. So podcasting to me is therapy, and I love podcasting.
Hi, my name is Kalista Adebayo and I'm the host of the Love and Light podcast. Love and Light podcast literally talks about everything, as it's a day-to-day journal that addresses various issues that takes place in our daily lives. What does podcasting mean to me? Podcasting means freedom. Podcasting means family. Being able to connect with you, listening wherever you are listening to me, being able to express myself and share my thoughts with you, share my ideas, and also get feedbacks and reviews from you. That is what podcasting means to me.
And my name is Udoini Abasi and I'm the host for the Truth is In It podcast, TCWI for short. So the Truth is In It podcast is actually a faith-based podcast where you get to listen to words of encouragement that bring soul healing, and also you get to listen to the truth about virtually everything. This truth is for you to live by so you can have a fruitful, balanced and fulfilled life. So for me, podcasting is actually a blessing, yes, because it has given me the privilege to, use my voice to impact my word and also to express my inner self sincerely. It's a privilege and it's of great joy being a podcaster.
Hi, my name is Mbog Chidera Theodora, and I'm the host of the Let's Talk About Anything podcast with the question mark. So, my podcast is a how to do podcast, where we have discussions on everything ranging from life, love, food, and even pro wrestling. And also we give practical solutions to everyday problems. So podcasting means a lot to me. Podcasting is sort of escape for me, a place where I can share my views, my opinions, my thoughts, and not be judged.
This is Sadia, the host of Loud Thoughts with Sadia the podcast, your go-to place for meaningful and insightful conversations, as well as some of the crazy thoughts that goes on in my head, which is basically how I like to describe my podcast. My podcast is my happy place, and podcasting to me is my happy habit. Basically, it's a place where I can be myself, express myself, use my voice, and make an impact the little way I can.
My name is Chiamaka, and the name of my podcast is Chi Talks. My podcast is a platform where I and others get to talk about and share our journey as youths. Podcasting means a lot to me because I prefer to be heard than seen, which is therefore the best way to express myself.
My name is Oluwatoyosi David Olaolu. I am the host of Vibes and Whatnot with Your C. Vibes and Whatnot with Your C is a podcast, a lifestyle podcast that entails having conversations about real life issues, drama, trending topics, and basically everything that goes through the mind of an average youth. What does podcasting mean to me? Podcasting is a form of artistic expression that comes about by having intellectual, intentional, and really opinionated conversations. It's basically me just telling the world this is who I am, and I'm ready to share with you guys.
Hey, my name is Tommy. I'm the host of Miss P Speaks podcast. Miss P Speaks podcast is a podcast where I share life issues as it relates to me. I also have amazing guests on where I share their stories and just have fun, bant, and talk life. So what does podcasting mean to me? Podcasting is a release. It has stopped being a release for me. It is actually my way of connecting with people that I don't know, people that I know. It is just my way of doing what I love. Podcasting is me.
My name is Winifred Undragwani, and I am the host of the Word of Winnie podcast, a lifestyle podcast centered around life, society, and culture. Podcasting to me is a means of expressing myself and having imaginative conversations with people of like minds.
I know you can't see me right now, but trust me, I have good bumps all over my body. I mean, you have to admit, the Pod Magic creators from Nigeria are a different breed of podcasters. I mean, they are just too amazing. By the way, my name is Afis Donova, the host of the Chacha Music Review podcast, a music podcast where I get to critique, analyze, review, and rate top songs from top African artists on a weekly basis. That said, podcasting to me is the next big thing. Podcasting to me is where the real value of information lies. On behalf of my pod magicians, I want to say a big thank you to all our listeners that has been part of our creative journey, and to the international community and every podcasters out there, we say Happy International Podcast Day. Thank you, and keep creating magic.